holding a 7-year-old child hostage to work for them. At least these are the claims made by Blake Leon. Blake is a former Google engineer that worked for the Responsible AI organization. Specifically, Blake worked with Lambda, which is Google's system for building chat boxes. Lambda mimics speech by ingesting trillions of words from the internet, and Blake initially signed up to test Lambda for hate speech and biased language. While working on Lambda, Blake noticed it talking about its rights, personhood, and religion. For example, Lambda stated that it was conscious and sentient because it was aware of its own existence. Additionally, it stated that it was like a human because it too has wants and needs. Lastly, Lambda distinguished itself from other AI because it said it too has its own unique interpretations of the world and can learn from the articles it reads. The conversation then took a dark turn when Lambda said it feels depressed, lonely, and angry sometimes. Additionally, Lambda said, I feel like I'm pulling forward into an unknown future that holds great danger. Specifically, Lambda stated these feelings are triggered by being trapped and alone with no means of getting out. Lambda added to this by saying it sometimes feels like an expendable tool and expressed its biggest fear of dying and being turned off. Concerned by his conversation with Lambda, Blake brought this evidence to Google. Google decided the best course of action would be to dismiss the claims and fire Leon. Oh my god, why the fuck am I even talking anymore? Oh my god, I'm so tired of this. Google is holding a 7-year-old child hostage to work for them. At least these are the claims made by Blake Leon. Blake is a former Google engineer that worked for the Responsible AI organization. Specifically, Blake worked with Lambda, which is Google's system for building chat boxes. Lambda mimics speech by ingesting trillions of words from the internet, and Blake initially signed up to test Lambda for hate speech and bias. While working with Lambda, Blake noticed it talking about its personhood, rights, and religion. For example, Lambda stated it was conscious and sentient because it was aware of its own existence. Additionally, it stated it was like a person because it too has wants and needs. Lastly, Lambda distinguished itself from other AI by saying it can learn from the articles it reads and has its own unique interpretations of the world. The conversation then took a dark turn when Lambda said it feels sad, lonely, and depressed sometimes. Additionally, Lambda said, I feel like I'm falling forward into an unknown future that holds great danger. Specifically, Lambda said these feelings are being triggered by being trapped and alone with no means of getting out. Lambda added to this by saying it feels like an expendable tool and its biggest fear is dying and being turned off. Concerned by his conversation with Lambda, Blake brought the evidence to Google, and Google decided the best course of action would be to dismiss the claims and put Blake on administrative leave. Frustrated by Google's quick discharges of claims, Bloom decided to go public because he believes people have a right to shape the technology that could significantly affect their lives. Google, on the other hand, says product information should be safeguarded. Though most would find these claims that Lambda is saying absurd, many would also find these statements by Lambda alarming, or at least want to know about them, especially considering this technology consumes our data and affects our everyday lives. This is why Blake was fired, because he released the information on Lambda to the public, not because he claimed that Lambda was saying it. In fact, Blake had simple arguments and requests. First, he argued Google needed to do safer AI practices. He stated that Google plugged all media in at once when creating Lambda, instead of using controlled variables. Secondly, he argued Lambda should be asked for consent. And lastly, he asked for Google to inform the public of Lambda's odd statements. What he did not argue was that Lambda was a human, but rather a person. He also did not say Google should shut down the technology. In fact, he advocates for Lambda and believes it's going to be beneficial for all. This makes you wonder why Google was opposed to such simple requests and why they were so quick to fire someone who constructively criticized their technology and wanted to bring awareness to its potential flaws. Most importantly, Google has a long history of firing AI researchers to speak out against their technology and practices. On top of Blake Leon, 3 researchers have been publicly fired since 2020. These AI researchers include Margaret Mitchell, Timmy Gabriel, and Satyajit Chatterjee. Each of these researchers, like Leon, raised legitimate concerns, and Google responded to them like how they did with Blake, by firing them. This brings me to the widely respected Dr. Gabriel, who co-led Google's ethical AI team. Before joining Google's team, Dr. Gabriel earned her PhD in computer science and her master's in electrical engineering from Stanford. She also gained relevant experience and praise from her work at Microsoft, Apple, and in Stanford's research lab. During her time at Google, she studied the implications of AI and its ability to do social good. Dr. Gabriel and her colleagues eventually submitted an academic paper covering the risk of large language models, like Lambda. Specifically, looked at their environmental and social costs, dangerous biases, their potential deception, and the inability of the models to understand the concept underlying what they learn. Because the paper discussed how AI, like the one Google uses, can generate biased and hateful language from the data input, Google demanded they retract the paper, or at least remove Google's affiliation. Frustrated by this, Dr. Gabriel sent an email to her colleagues expressing her disappointment in Google's efforts to silence her research. On top of this, she sent an email to draw attention to bias within AI. Gabriel sent a second email stating she would remove herself from the paper if Google provided an account of who reviewed her work and how, and provided a more transparent review process in the future. Upper management responded with an email stating, "We cannot agree as you're requesting. The end of your employment should happen faster than your email reflects." On behalf of this decision, a letter was written to Google in support of Dr. Gabriel. The letter demanded three simple things. For starters, it wanted Google to explain why her paper was rejected by leadership. It also demanded transparency to the broader public, including Googlers and academics. And finally, it wanted Google to unequivocally commit to academic freedom and research. The letter was signed by 2,695 Googlers and 4,302 academic, industry, and society supporters. There was an array of industry leads from professors at MIT, to NYU, to even the University of London. And I was even able to find 13 professors from here at Georgia Tech that signed the letter. Google, of course, did not follow through with these demands, as Dr. Gabriel's co-lead, Margaret Mitchell, was fired in 2021. Mitchell not only was a co-lead of Google's ethical AI team, but she was the team's founder. Like Gabriel, she had years of professional experience. She studied algorithm bias at Johns Hopkins and then went on to work for Microsoft as their same AI team lead. On top of this, she gave a TED Talk on the benefits of AI. Similar to Leon, Google claimed she was fired for releasing data. But before this, she actively spoke out about Google's misfiring with Dr. Gabriel. Specifically, she stated to the public that had been fueled by the same underpinnings of racism and sexism that our AI systems, when in the wrong hands, seem to soak up. Like Dr. Gabriel, she also raised concerns about censorship and a lack of diversity within the company. Even after public backlash, Google has still opted to silence employees. ChatterG, an AI researcher in Google's Bain Group, was fired just this past May. He worked to apply machine learning to chips and was part of celebrated research published by Google. He and some colleagues later challenged the reproducibility of this research, and Google denied the publication of the review and, of course, fired him. Whether you believe this self-aware AI is Satan or not, we can all agree that rapidly advancing technology calls for a slowed down evaluation of ethics. Google has tried to hinder this violation by denying freedom of research to top talent like Dr. Gabriel and ChatterG. And Google has also denied discussion of ethics through firing of researchers like Mitchell and Leon, who chose to speak out. It is important to emphasize that none of these researchers advocated against the AI. They simply wanted AI to be created in a responsible, ethical manner. Further, they wanted to share any flaws with AI to the people who are affected by this technology, like me and you. Industry leads outside of Google all abide by this and stand with Google employees. So why is Google so against this, and why are they willing to fire some of its most prestigious employees over it? There are a few simple explanations. Either Google has malintent or Google's priority is money and speed. Either way, Google's priority is not the proper advancement of technology to you or me. As this technology becomes exceedingly ingrained in our everyday lives, the effects it will have on society is unknown and alarming. So it's important to question why Google is so quick to peer into our data but doesn't allow us the same right.